Welcome, my dear viewer, to Dr. Paul Kibicho YouTube channel. Once again, my dear viewer, welcome to Dr. Paul Kibicho YouTube channel. And today, I want us to discuss about our children as parents. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been visiting schools, and for those people who are ardent followers of Dr. Paul Kibicho YouTube channel, you must have seen that I've been to quite a number of schools. I started with Karinga Girls High School, that is in Gatodo South. I proceeded to a school called Gatamayu High School. I proceeded to another school called Kiamburulu High School. And of course, on Wednesday, I was at Mudhoaine Girls High School in Nyeri County, among many other schools. And the schools are going to close. The schools are closing this week. And I thought it was important for me to share with you as parents. I'm a parent too, so that I can be able to legitimize the reason behind my talking about this. I've spoken to a number of parents, I've spoken to a number of students, I've spoken to a number of principals and teachers, and they are equally concerned like I am. I think parents, it is the high time that you realized that the role that you play to your child is quite critical, and it is incumbent upon you to ensure that you do the right things to your child. Paying school fees and sending your child to school is not enough. Buying food and clothing your children or your child is not enough. That child requires what we call parental guidance. Many of our children in those schools that I've been to, and I've been visiting schools for quite a long time, and I've interacted with students, and the problems that have been given by the principals are homogeneous. Homogeneous in the sense that they are the same, they are similar. I have been told by many principals in girls' schools that there is what we call this element of lesbianism in schools, where girls are having relationships with their fellow girls. What a bad thing. Then when you go to boys' schools, we have this aspect of boys sodomizing each other. And it is quite unfortunate that most of us parents, we are busy doing our own things. We are busy looking for money. Fine, look for money, yes. I also look for money, by the way. I travel a lot because I need to make money to educate my children. But as I've told you, paying school fees is not enough. Feeding your child is not enough. And the Bible says, train your child the right way. Even after he becomes a big man or a big woman, he or she will never depart from those particular ways. But what are we doing as parents? I will surprise you today. I thank God for you, Madam Anne Delito. Thank you, Madam Anne Delito. I can see that you are watching me, which is okay. Dr. Jane Moga was my classmate. And I'll say this. It is quite unfortunate that we spend so much time looking for money. It is quite unfortunate that our children are being brought up by our house managers. Our house managers understand our children much better than us parents. Why? Because you wake up if for instance, you work in Nairobi, you wake up at 5 in the morning. Then you come back in the house at about 8:30 p.m. when the children have already slept. Who took good care of the children or that particular child? It is the house manager. Who fed the child? The house manager. Who checked the clothes for the child? The house manager. Who checked the homework of the child in the evening? The house manager. So everything is being done by the house manager or the house girls for that matter. So by the end of the day, the parental touch and guidance is missing. And that is why we have what we call we are actually losing a whole generation to what we call inadequacies that are being propagated by our parents in pursuit of what we call making money and creating wealth. Making money is good. But I would urge all of you parents, let me tell you, I was surprised that I've been told that in some schools, some students have been expelled because of being found in possession of bangi, hashish, cocaine, marijuana, all those kinds of drugs. We had ratiota wako nayo kwa shule. Surely, some of them, they smoke baggy, others, they actually go, they even take beer. I was even told by one principal in Gekokori, I'll not mention the name of the school, and quite unfortunate that he was caught by some parents to just go and find his 3 boys from his school. It's a mixed secondary school who were taking beer. Taking beer, you wonder. There are students that are taking beer. where do you think these children will go in the final analysis? What is their destination like? How will they do their exams? How will they concentrate? How do they perceive the teachers who are supposed to guide them? And of course, they give them their advice that they can't even listen to those teachers. Others are students, and I'm telling you, it's a very sad story that you hear students. Of course, most of them, they have no respect for their parents and their teachers, even their peers. So you hear some stories that are very, very disturbing. That girls are sneaking out of their schools. I was told in one school that 3 girls sneaked out of the school. They went for 3 days, and the parents would not even have the audacity to report the matter to the police, because we have actually, I think we have thrown caution to the winds. We are not even concerned about our children. How on earth can I be told that my child has actually sneaked out of school and I sleep comfortably in my house? How on earth? So I think the issue of us parents, we need to play our role properly. Number one, tell your children, do not go telling your children not to watch TV. For instance, tell them that watching this particular TV, the people, we normally say that we spend so much time watching the rich, or rather watching those people who have made it in life. We celebrate other successes, which is okay, but in our case, we have nothing to be celebrated. As a matter of fact, we are being tolerated. So can you tell your child that if you continually watch this particular TV, it does not add value to you, there is no interaction between you and the TV, and the people that you watch, the poor people, sorry to say, or maybe those of us who are not properly endowed in terms of resources, we have got what we call this aspect of getting addicted to things that do not add value to us. For instance, watching the TV the whole day, well, doesn't add any value to you. So tell the child that since this TV does not give you a platform to exchange, and the TV set will still be there after even after you clear Form 4 or you clear university, why don't you first of all do what is supposed to be done by you to study and pass your exams? And I've been talking about this great Kenyan who is called Dr. Mwangi of Equity. Dr. Mwangi of Equity this month, he has taken 118 students from Kenya to Ivy League universities because they did well. Now, that newspaper cutting ought to have been carried by every parent home, so that you can tell your child, the moment you perform well, these are the benefits that are going to accrue. So when you do well, we have people who recognize that you have done well, and they even now take responsibility of even easing the burden of the parent, because they are paying, they are sponsoring. But what you find, some of us parents, we have become so liberated, we have become so westernized that you find a parent carrying home beer. You are carrying a Blackberry, you are carrying a Black Label, a Red Label, Captain Morgan, Don Perignon, Glenfiddich. You are carrying them to your house, and you comfortably take beer in the presence of your own children. Then will you have the moral authority to guide your child that taking beer is bad when they can see you literally taking it in their very faces, in their very presence? Surely. Is that right? That is not right at all. How do you go? If you think it is not like, let me tell you, we cannot actually do away with our African culture, no matter what. We can't allow what we call casual colonization to take center stage in our lives. Taking beer in the house. If you take beer, go and take it wherever you want to go and take it. But you cannot come taking beer in the house, and at the same time you tell your child that taking beer is bad. Then what kind of a person are you? I have been told so many testimonies. I came back from Nakuru last night, and I had 40 parents somewhere, and they told me that some of the parents they have, basically, they go with beer in their homes. And now, what made me feel so bad completely, I felt totally let down, that a whole Form 3 student can organize a bash in the parents' home, and at about 11 o'clock, the child had the audacity to tell the parents to go and sleep so that they can have their bash in the sitting room of their parents. And they accepted. What kind of a parent are you? What kind of a parent are you? So can we desist from doing things that do not help our children in any way whatsoever? Can we become good parents? Can we become role models? Before we send our children to the teachers who take care of them, can we become role models? The other day during COVID-19, when the COVID struck Kenya, we saw schools being closed for more than 9 months. And you saw how many girls got pregnant. And when they are with the teachers, they don't get pregnant. Why? Because the teachers they always give them the right advices. What is the role of this parent? What are we doing as parents that we seem not to be losing the sense of direction by virtue of letting our children do what they want? Take some time, no matter how busy you are, take some time, advise your child. Lesbianism in schools, these are our daughters. Sodomy in schools, these are our sons. What are we doing about it? Why haven't we laid a very solid foundation of telling our children the benefits of becoming a good person, the benefits of becoming a good citizen, the benefits of becoming an obedient student and being disciplined in life? Because, like, this lady who killed two gentlemen, news have reached us that I think she shot herself in the head this morning. She's now dead at the bedroom of her parents. Surely, now look at this. Something must have terribly gone wrong. So we have a very big responsibility as parents. I'm telling you this because the whole of the last 2 weeks I've been in schools, and the experiences I have had are a little bit disturbing. So can we tell our children, let them know, we need them to appreciate that we pay school fees for them. We are educating them so that they can be able to make their own decisions in life. And at the same time, they can be able to create highways of generating income, even without necessarily getting what we call formal employment. But some of us, we are not doing that. So as parents, desist doing bad things in your compound. You can't afford to go harrying what you call unprintable epithets to your spouse, and you expect your children to respect you and to go and respect the teachers and their colleagues in school. You cannot afford to be taking beer. You cannot afford to be smoking before your children. You cannot be even lying, using a mobile phone. Literally lying. You're telling somebody calls you, hello, how are you? Niko Mombasa, and you're saying you're Uko Mombasa in the presence of your children. Now, what kind of a seed are you planting in their minds and their brains? So I think parents, we are letting our children down. It's good also to go to church. Take your children to church. If you have young ones, let them go to Sunday school or church school for that matter. Let them be trained. Again, it is not right for a man to be coming home at 3 a.m. You are not a watchman. Unless you're a watchman, and watchmen don't come home at 3 a.m. Watchmen, they come home at 6 in the morning. You cannot be coming home at about 3 a.m. making noise and waking up your children, and you expect you to be the role model to your children. I don't expect a lady. Yes, they take beer, but you cannot go taking beer and, of course, now releasing yourself into the environment without courtesy. It is not right. If you take beer, take your beers there, but come home sober. The problem with us Africans is that we take beer. As we take our beers, like I want to demonstrate, we normally take beer. As we consume the beer that we are holding on our hands, we are still counting the other beers on the counter. That's like it's like we are bewitched. Who bewitched us? Take the beer if you want to take the beer, but take it in modest. Don't take a lot of beer that you can't lose, that your centrifugal force loses control, and you find yourself doing things that you can't do ordinarily when you're sober. And ask yourself, what kind of a society, what kind of a family am I bringing up? So children must be properly guided. Baggy, they're taking baggy in schools. They're taking cocaine, hashish. They're having all manner of social evils. Why? And their parents are maybe even church elders. They're even pastors. They're even people who are respected in the society. So if your child misbehaves out there, the respect that we hold you with will no longer be tenable. Because surely we'll be asking ourselves, what went wrong for this particular parent to have let the child behave like this? Lady, our parents, our sisters, if you're a mother to a girl, don't allow her to go for those batches. Don't allow her to go for those night outs. You saw the other day, a 19-year-old girl who was actually given a 500 ml dry gin. I don't know whether that girl survived. Why should we do this? Why should you allow? I don't. Even when I was big, I have got daughters. I'm a father of daughters. I've got daughters, yes. And of course, my daughters my firstborn daughter is big enough. But of course, I still take a track of her. If your daughter comes home with a phone worth 100,000 shillings, coming with a phone worth 100,000 shillings, and you don't ask who bought her this phone, where she got this phone from, if anything, you encourage her that, okay, it's all right, Faith, it's all right, Jambi, it's all right, Wangari, surely, what are you encouraging her to do? You must get to understand where she got this phone from, who bought her, and for what purpose. Yeah? Who bought her? Again, let me tell you, parents, if you are a parent by all definitions and colors and shades, Don't, you must meet the needs of your children. If you have a daughter, give your daughter money to buy sanitary tiles. If you have a daughter, give your daughter money to buy her oil. If you have a daughter, give her money to buy her personal effects. If you don't have personal effects, don't buy her personal effects. We have got so many people out there waiting for them. It is quite unfortunate. We have it here. I wanted to show you this. Very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate that we can read in the newspaper. Tell me, parents. I want you to tell me, parents, how do you feel? Like now, look at this. Ditched by her age mate, fiancé, teen ties the knot with a 90-year-old groom. Surely, think about this. All of you, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is watching me, wherever you're watching me from, this is today's newspaper for information. This is today's Daily Nation. I want you to see it properly. This is today's Daily Nation. This one. Daily Nation, drama in battle for Kiaba. So that one tells you it is. Then look at this. Look at this. Ditched by her age mate, fiancé, teen ties the knot with a 90-year-old groom. Surely. What is this? If you are the daughter or you are the father to this particular girl, surely, how do you feel? What has gone wrong? A 90-year-old man marrying a 19-year-old girl. How on earth? So some of the things that I'm telling you, the other thing that you need, so please, if you're a parent, play your role properly. Take up your responsibility. If you can, do not entertain the devil in your compound by not giving the advice to your children. Talk to your children. Let them know the importance of education. Take a bit of time to coach them, train them, and tell them what happens out there. Personally, I don't miss words when I'm talking to my daughters. No, I don't. Because we have got so many other people out there waiting for them to go and give them advice, which is completely adulterated. The only person who can give what we call unbiased information and pieces of advice to the child is the parent. So we require you as a parent to take up your responsibility. When the child goes to school, take a bit of, call even the principal, ask the principal, or even sometimes drive there. Ask the teacher, how is my daughter? How is my son doing? How is his behavior? How is her behavior? Whose responsibility is it? It is your responsibility as a parent. We cannot be running away from our responsibilities. That is not right. We are not even working in together. We are not in harmony with God when it comes to letting loose our children. You saw the other day that 13 children have been killed by one serial killer. 13 children. So I sometimes wonder when I see a 4-year-old child who has been let alone to go to school without being escorted, with all those kind of risks around us. Surely, we must play our roles, parents. It is nobody else's responsibility. It is your responsibility. And because you accepted to get that particular child, and you were not under any duress, you decided, you took upon yourself to get another child or to get the firstborn, the secondborn. Surely, it is quite unfortunate that we are reading the newspaper here again. Today I'm so disturbed. I'm not a happy Kenyan. I'm a parent who is a little bit disturbed. And I could read here. Is it in this newspaper? You see, Kira developed thirst for human blood at 14. No, the same newspaper. Kira developed thirst for human blood at 14. Now, listen to this. Listen to what the parent is saying here. The parent is saying, I wish I would do more for my son. Now, he's wishing he could have done more. But already the child is gone. The son is dead. 20-year-old son is dead, completely dead. He can't be raised up to life again. And even if Jesus Christ was to come back, he wouldn't have risen this one to life again. Surely. See, even where the children were being thrown. Now, the father is here telling us a story that he wished that he had advised his child to do the right things. I'm talking to you, parents. I can see Madam Mashu, the tourist from Turkey. I can see you. I can see Madam Nahab Delito. I can see you, Madam Anne Delito. And my question is, what kind of parents are we? What kind of a society are we bringing up? We have had stories of children killing their parents. We have had stories of people even I did not know. So I'm asking you as parents, please take up your responsibility. I do not know why I should be rushing to go and take beer. I do not know why I should be going to have a good time with other people when my family is in shambles. Does not make any sense. Let's protect our children. Let's take care of our children. Guide, even if your child is 25, 26 years, he still requires the parental guidance. You are the one to shape the destiny of your children. As much as is what we call external influence out there, it all depends. Any building that has been able to withstand the past of time is purely because the foundation was good. I am whom I am today because my parents brought me up in a very disciplined manner. We used to be beaten by our parents, but if they never beat us, we could not have been the people we are today. Well, now, although I don't have parents now anymore, but they died knowing that they left responsible people. We must be responsible people. We must be people who know that we have a responsibility to shape the destiny of our children. Because surely by the end of the day, whose responsibility is it? Who told you to get that child if you don't have time for that particular child? Let's be realistic, ladies and gentlemen. I was told so many things. How on earth should a husband beat his wife in the presence of his children? What kind of a picture are you painting into their minds? I was being told by some children they dread going home. They don't like going home because their home is another Kandahar in Afghanistan. Their home is the battlefield. They keep fighting. They keep fighting. No way. They keep fighting. Let me tell you something. This is what we call the rules of natural justice. If you want to be respected, respect yourself. There's so many ways of solving a problem. Not necessarily fighting and, of course, uttering words that are totally unacceptable. No, it's not fair. If your husband makes a mistake, if your wife commits a mistake or commits a sin, you have better ways of solving that problem as opposed to doing bad things, very stupid, silly things, very barbaric, I call them barbaric, obnoxious, obscene, free-for-us things when your children are still there. No, that's not right. Once the children come home, I would expect you to do this now as a parent. And I'm advising you this because I'm also a parent. And of course, I've spoken to over 1 million students. And I thank God for that. First of all, love your child. Love your daughter, love your son. If you don't love your son, who else do you think will love your son or your daughter? You have a responsibility to love your son. You have a responsibility to love your daughter. If you don't love them, the outside world is waiting for them. They'll provide them love with serious consequences. Love your child. Provide unto your child. Listen to your child. And make sure you spend some quality time with your children. Sometimes I go home and I sit in the sitting room. Of course, not always, because I'm also busy, just like you people are. But I create some time. I go to church with my children, especially before Corona came. I was going, every person, including the one who is big, we could go to church, all of us. And once even the cases of Corona go down, the same thing should happen. Go with your children to church. Let them be preached to. Those who belong to Sunday school, they go to Sunday school. Those who belong to church school, they go to church school. Let them be trained. But you cannot tell me that, surely, you looking money then. We have a very senior politician in Mombasa. Yes, he spent time in politics. Good time indeed. He was known, but now he's dead. But his children now are actually serving jail terms outside the jurisdiction of the Republic of Kenya. Why? So, of what benefit do you have? Even when we are banning somebody, no matter his title, his status in the society, nobody talks about the wealth that person has left. It is the children that you have left behind. He leaves behind a widow or a widower with these children. So family is key. And you can see how our nation is. Our nation is actually in a very terrible position because the unit that could have upheld, we say the center is no longer holding because our families are not holding. So let's respect that God has given us a special responsibility. Remember, we have parents who have been looking forward to getting children they don't have. So because God has given you a chance to be a parent, can you also rise to the occasion? Do what is supposed to be done by you. Provide food, provide love, provide school fees. Be there, create some time with your children, talk to them. Sometimes go out, put them out. You don't have to have a car. Nowadays, you have what we call Uber. If you don't drive, you can even take an Uber. You be taken somewhere, then you come back home, go and discuss. When the children come home, point number one, first of all, see the comments of the teachers. How did your daughter perform? How did your son perform? So what are the remarks of the teachers? Then start now going through the grade, the various subjects. If it is history, why did your child get 52? If it is mathematics, why is he or she getting that? And make the child understand that continued poor performance in mathematics is taking this child nowhere. Spend some time, even if it means looking for a teacher and you pay tuition fee. Because when that child makes it in life, you become proud of your child. When Dr. Mwangi of Equity takes your child to university in America, you feel proud. When the burden of paying school fees has been eased from you because of good performance of your child, you feel proud of that. Otherwise, it is quite unfortunate that some of us do not have the same zeal and vigor to actually monitor the performance of our children. So take the report form, see the remarks. If possible, if you don't have enough money to pay school fees next term, or maybe because you've been in the house for only 1 week, go to the school, go and meet the principal right now. Go and work out a strategy with the principal on how you intend to pay the school fees. Don't wait until your child has been sent home. That's when you and of course, ladies, you have a problem because when your husband has not paid school fees, you are the person who gets sent to the school to go and talk to the principal on matters school fees balances. On to you. So I'm saying this, ladies and gentlemen, that we need, first of all, to check the report form. If you're not as educated as some of us are, you have no problem. You can even talk to your daughter, one of your daughters, maybe who was clear at school, or your sons. Ask him, even in the absence of your daughter or your son that you want to be mad, what does this one mean? You'll be explained, and you'll be told getting a D- is a very bad grade in school. Getting a C+ is not a very good grade. Getting a B and above sounds a little bit better. So that when you start reprimanding the child, you have the basis upon which you have the basis upon which you can be able now to say you're not performing well. So read the school newsletter, see what the school wants and do. And again, finally, always keep asking your child, what do you want to become? Always when you see how him or her performing poorly, remind him, my son, my daughter, you told me that you wanted to become an engineer. You can't become an engineer with an E in physics. You can't become an engineer with an E in chemistry. You can't become an engineer with an E in mathematics. I don't know. You can't become a lawyer with a D- in Kiswahili. You can't become a lawyer with a D- in English. Take a bit of time. Take a bit of time. It is your responsibility. And that is why our nation is completely rotten. Because the family setup, the nation is a reflection of the family unit. So when you see our families not doing very well, it is because the nation not doing plenty well. It is purely because the foundation of the family is shaky. So we need first of all to, and the Bible says Jerusalem starts from home. Don't let lose your girls. Why should you let your girls go and have a night out or a bash for that matter at this point in time? Were you in your case? Were you going for those batches? Didn't you grow? Why are you buying your daughter a phone when she has not? By the way, my policy and my daughters watch my YouTube channel and they know this. My daughter Prudence watches this. My daughter Wagari watches this. My daughter Caroline watches this. My daughter Michelle watches this. My daughter Gladys watches this. And they know. And I have told them, me, I don't buy them phones. I have several phones, of course, but I don't give them phones until they clear Form 4. Some of you parents watching me on this YouTube channel, you're even giving your children phones to go with them to school. And when he or she gets expelled from school, you go saying so many bad things to the principal. Whose mistake is it? It's your mistake. Don't give them access to phones. You must also make sure that even the TV programs that they watch are of their age. They're either cartoons or something else, but not allowing them to watch things that are not of their age. We have responsibilities. We have to take. Okay, we may not have total control, but whatever we can do, can we do? Those programs that we have on the TVs, if you have a smart TV, some of the programs, they require what we call passwords. If you're not an expert in putting passwords, invite us in your homes or look for an expert. We'll be able, or even tell me to come and, of course, share with you in this particular platform. I will do, because my interest is to see a child succeed. I personally know the benefits of education. If I never went to school, I don't want even to imagine where I could have been at this point in time. I normally look at my fellow students, my former classmates, and sometimes I feel like I can shed tears when I look at what transformation education has taken me through. So let's take a bit of time to understand our children. Do not spend time with your children discussing politics. For what purposes? Do not take, as a parent, never discuss your teachers with your children at home. If you start discussing teachers with your children at home, you are actually clashing completely a future of that particular child. Never discuss anything to do with it. Never. And even if possible, if I may add this, don't even discuss other parents with your children. No, no, no. That is not your league with them. No, no. Because the moment you start now casting aspersions to some other people, you're also planting that particular seed in the minds of your child, which is not right. So anything that you know that does not add value to your family, anything that you know is not legitimate, should not be done in your compound, in the presence of your children. So do the right things. Let's try as much as we can. Let's be people of tandem and decorum. Let us be people of discipline. Let's become disciplined. Let's become responsible. Because my brother, my sister, those children that you are bringing up, where will they be when you're long gone? Who will be advising them when you're long gone? So you have a responsibility, you have a duty. And it pains me to see. I was in a school on Thursday and I found that 4 girls were pregnant. And well, I know as a parent you must have tried your level best, but does not augur well. It does not augur well at all. Does not reflect well for you as a parent. So let's do what we're supposed to do. Let's become serious, and I know God will help us. Remember to pray with your children. Pray for them. Every time, pray for them. When you wake up in the morning, pray for your children. Pray for your children. You have a responsibility to pray for them. And men, bless your children. And train your children the right ways in life. You'll never depart from those. I was trained by my dad and my mother many, many years ago. I did not do things that people do. By the way, and I say it and I'm saying it here, I've never gone to a disco hall personally. And if you know that I've ever gone to a disco hall, you have the platform. You can actually write on my wall. I have never gone to a disco hall to dance. That you find me dancing the whole night at Yanganini. No, I've never smoked. You have never smoked. I've never taken beer. And I'll never take it. Because personally, I need to ask myself a very simple question. What is it that has made many families to collapse? What is it that has made many men even not to have a house of their own, a piece of land of their own, any investment of any nature? If taking beer, believe me, this morning, the Secretary General of Presbyterian Church of East Africa, Reverend Dr. Robert Wihenya, said a research was done by some of his clergy on people who take beer. And in the final analysis, they realized that beer does not add any value whatsoever to a human being. And I'll tell you this. How many people have died of liver cirrhosis because of beer? How many people have wrecked their families because of beer? How many men have lost their lives in the process of maybe fighting because they took beer? How many, surely, I do not want even to talk about this because the situation is a bit disturbing. So I urge all of you parents watching me on my YouTube channel. Madam Beatrice Jr., I don't know whether you have a child, but please, if you have a child, and the other thing you parents that you don't do, look for mentors. Your children require mentorship. They require to be mentored. Look for people with good moral standings in the society and let your children be mentored. Let them be talked to. Let them be guided on the way on what. If you don't think that you qualify to mentor your child because some of us may not merit because of other reasons, why don't you identify somebody who can be able to help your child, to mentor your child? I have mentored a number of them. They have been brought in this province of mine. I've talked to quite a number of them, and I thank God that quite a number of them, they have now taken the right course in life. So again, even right now, my daughter has just sent me a text here. She passed her KCSE this year, and she has already been praised by the Kenya University's placement. And I thank God that she has not made me to go looking for university. She has found it herself through her performance. Wouldn't you be proud, my sister, my brother, to see a child being invited to go and do a certain course in the university? And then when they come with these particular things, you need to ask your children, you need to understand, look at your child. Thank you so much, Madam Beatrice Jr. You need to ask yourself, this course that my daughter wants to go and pursue, will it add value to him or her? If it means still coughing for money for a parallel degree, but for a worthwhile course, why not do that? Having a title, a degree does not help. What helps is what we call the marketability and the practicability of that particular degree course that your child does or they should enroll for. Even me, with all my degrees here, I thank God because I've been using all my degrees in what I do in life. So you should also have an interest. But surely, if you don't have time to discuss with your child, then how will you know If your time, if your precious time you spend it taking one too many for the Lord, if your precious time you take it doing other things that don't add value to your family, then choices have consequences. So I urge all of you, kindly take a bit of time. Teachers are stressed. Teachers are depressed. Teachers are wondering the kind of parents we are out there. So please let us be a proper reflection of a society that knows this, where they are headed. As a society whose destiny seems to be known. And by so doing, the lives of the children will be more guaranteed. They'll be more secure. And of course, always know where your child is. Always know where your child is. Never spend a day without knowing where your child is. Even if they have 20 years, Madam Beatrice, you need to know where your two adult sons are. Where are they? What are they doing? Even if they are married and they are working, get to understand. Sometimes pay them a visit. Just go and do a little bit of what we call observation. Get to see how they are faring on. Sometimes you can actually ship in some advices. You can throw some pieces of advices and you guide them in life. Anyway, with those many words, because I didn't really have a lot to say, I really thank you so much, Madam Beatrice Jr. It's very important. It is your responsibility to know how your children are doing. Even when my mother was alive, may she rest in peace, and my dad, Mommy used to come to my house, and my dad used to come to my house also, and they were they were happy with me. They could see what their son had done. They could see the thinking of their son, that I could buy a piece of land of my own at a tender age of 23, 24. I could build my own house. I could buy my own car. I could take care of my children. They were happy. They died happy parents. So what kind of a parent do you want to be reborn? Are you the don't care parent? Are you a caring parent? The choice is yours. And I have told you, for those who have got very few children, or who have not even maybe gotten children, when you lay down to make a child, you must stand up to raise up that child. And those few remarks, may God bless you. Always a pleasure talking to you. Our matters finances, we'll be discussing them maybe in the course of this weekend. But I want all of us to plan. I want all of us to plan. I want all of us to plan so that our lives can be better and our children will live a generation that can take this nation from the level it is into another level. May God bless you. Should you have a child who requires to be mentored? Should you have a child who requires to be coached? Should you require to be coached in life? I'm an expert in that. I'm a life coach. I'm a financial coach. I'm a business coach. I'm a life coach. And I thank God because God has enabled me to do that. I have coached many people. As a matter of fact, I have mentored 1,181,000 Kenyans. I gave those figures yesterday in Nakuru at Cool Rivers Hotel. Some men could, it was quite, people were surprised. I'm telling you, I thank God because God's favor has been upon me. I have helped many people, even marriages. If you have issues with your marriages, don't keep quiet. Because marriages are deteriorating because a husband decides to keep quiet. The wife decides to keep quiet. Don't keep quiet when you have a problem. You saw the other day a very educated person from Harvard University and Oxford University stripping off completely along Moi Avenue, or along Kenyatta Avenue. Why? Because the problem was not properly identified. If you're a lady and you see your husband having some new very queer behavior, kindly make sure that you seek help early enough. If you see your wife behaving in the same way, kindly seek counsel and a solution can be found. Should you want to talk to me personally, of course, if you want to book an appointment, like now on Monday, I've got 4 people coming to my office. I want to thank all of them before I thank the people from Nakuru. On Monday this week, I have an appointment for somebody who's coming all the way from Marsabit, 9 a.m., 2 hours. At 11, I have another one who's coming all the way from Nyeri, 2 hours. At 1 to 2 to 3 p.m., I have another one coming all the way from Kajiado. Then from 2 to 4, I have another one coming all the way from a place called Narok. Then between 5 and 6, I have another one who will be coming all the way from Bomet to come and talk to me. So please, you people, Kenyans, I don't know what you require to be told. I've shared a lot of information with you. Whether it helps you, because normally don't give me feedbacks. I appreciate those who have been giving me their feedbacks. I really appreciate. I really appreciate those people who normally give me the feedback. Let's talk. We should actually borrow from Dr. Miles Munro that you want to let down the grave by virtue of having exhausted every grain of blame that God gave you. So I'm here to advise you. Matters finances, talk to me. I thank God. I first of all take this chance to thank Dr. Kamau of Lanet once again. Dr. Kamau of Lanet organized another meeting of prominent businessmen and ladies yesterday in Nakuru town, where I spent my whole day from 8 to 5:30. I left Nakuru at 7:30 last night. I want to thank all of you. Thank you so much. I will not mention your names. Thank you so much, Elder Mulage. Thank you. I want to thank you so much, Mr. Architect, Mr. Gashala. Thank you so much, Mr. Degwa. Thank you so much, Mr. Kibe. Thank you so much, Mr. Ngodo. Thank you so much, Mr. Ditu. Thank you so much, Mrs. Kamau. I had a wonderful time with all of you. I can't be able to mention all of you. And I thank God because whatever I taught you yesterday, majority of you implemented. I have been challenging people. Why don't you organize yourselves from whichever corner of the world that you are in? We sit down and agree what we need to do. Because knowledge is power if it is properly used. I salute all of you. Those people who hosted me in the Gedongoli, I thank God for you. You are a wonderful people. I thank God for you. You've been great men and women. Those who hosted me in Nyeri as well, I have no words. Thank you so much, Mr. Washira of Nyahururu. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being a wonderful gentleman in Nyahururu. Thank you for organizing that particular sitting that we had in Nyahururu. I have no words. Men and women, people are organizing themselves and they're inviting me in their various places to go and discuss matters finances, matters business, and matters life. And because God has blessed me with some few nuggets of knowledge, I don't mind sharing it with you. May God bless you. Thank you so much, all of you who have been live with me on this particular YouTube channel. You are great people, and I thank God for you. Please use me when I'm available. Use me today when you can hear me. Use me today. I thank God for those guys from Analog once again. You are also amazing. I don't have enough words to describe you. So may God bless you. Thank you so much, Mr. Jospat Wairimu. Thank you, Beatrice Junge. Thank you, Rahab Delito. Thank you, Anderito. And all of you, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Madam Anderito. I can see that you are saying you are a testimony. I may not remember you because I can't remember you. Maybe I have met millions and millions of people, but I thank God. If you say that you have a testimony, I thank God for you. So I thank God for you once again. May God bless you. May God meet with your aspirations in life. May God guide you. May God protect you. Become the wonderful parent. Become the wonderful parent that God desired you to be. Do what you can for the sake of your child. Even if it means selling a car, sell it. Because you can't compare the education of your child with a car. Do whatever you can, and I know God will bless you. With those few remarks, should you want to, those people in Nyeri watching me from Nyeri, kindly organize a seminar. We can always host it in one of those hotels in Nyeri. Those watching me from Eldoret, Embu, Nakuru, Narok, Mombasa. Thank you so much, people from Mombasa. I want to thank you, Mr. Kangede and Mr. Remy. You have already made arrangements of me coming to Mombasa. I'll be meeting you. Reduce the numbers. These numbers are very high that you have organized. I can do 20, 20, 20, but I appreciate you. Remy Mahoko, thank you so much. Mr. Kangede, the clearing and forwarding gentleman, thank you so much. I know that I'll be meeting you next week, either on that day that you have already set. May God bless you. You can call me, call my personal assistant. If you want to come and see me in my office, you can call this number. And I've been repeating it, and I'll repeat it as many times as I can so that you can even have it in your mind. In case of any problem financially, talk to Kebicho. We have got many ways of making money. We have got many ways of making our businesses stand. We have got so many ways, so many channels of making money. Do not be contented by having one business. One business is not enough. I've been telling you I work in various areas because one man called Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of that big book up there, which is called How Come A Students Work for C Students and B Students Work for the Government. And then the book by Zig Ziglar, See You at the Top, and the book by Anthony, Unlimited Potential by Anthony Robbins. Kindly know this. You need to have various sources of income to be able to lead a comfortable life. Call us on 0713 534 65. If you want to book an appointment to see me, kindly feel free to call Madam Mary Jogu on 0713 534 65. She'll give you the appointment protocols. Should you be desirous of talking to me, although, and I've been warning you that yes, this phone is there. The number I'll give you is for this phone. But this phone, I don't normally carry it throughout the time. This is the number that I normally have throughout. But of course, this number I don't give to people because I might be having a seminar somewhere. I might be talking somewhere. And by telling you to listen to me, I might talk to me on this phone, I'll be lying to you. So kindly call and book an appointment on 0713 534 65. drop me an email. For those people whom I want to thank, all of you who have been writing me emails. That is paulkebisho@gmail.com or info@panorama-consultants.com. paulkebicho@gmail.com or info@panorama-consultants.com. I'll be able to answer your questions, and may God bless you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. And with those many remarks, that marks the end of our session. May God bless you.